Craft brews and casual conversations. Here we are, 2025, back at it better than ever. Rob is dealing with the shit right now, wishing he could be freezing his caboose off in the state of Wisconsin where nothing is happening. No fires, nothing, no madness, all that kind of stuff. But he's not there. He's not here. He is across the country from me, and he's just, doing his stuff, I guess, if you will.
I am doing what I can. You will probably hear some rumbling in the background. That is the wind trying to take my roof off.
Hell yeah. It's Dudes with Brews on a Porch.
Let's cue it.
All right. Happy New Year, Rob. Welcome to the ultimate abyss of 2025, perhaps, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's starting to blaze.
So before we talk about that, which is kind of concerning, kind of scary,
it's fine.
Are you drinking anything? Are you consuming anything to take the edge off a little bit?
I thought about doing some of this Gentleman Jack, but I had not poured anything. I actually was going to try one of these little. My roommate gave me a little, like a cube that you put in hot water, and then you muddle it, and then you put ice and your booze in it, and it makes an old fashioned for you.
Oh yeah, well that would be.
Yeah, I was thinking about.
That would be fitting because I'm drinking bourbon. Did you guess that, or did you know that?
Oh, you are.
I am. Yeah, I am.
Well, I will get some hot water and make myself a cocktail.
Yeah, I'll talk about what I'm having. I am drinking Henry McKenna's bottled in bond bourbon, named after
probably should have done that before the show.
That's all right. Named after an Irish immigrant who settled in Kentucky in 1837. Bottled in bond, a single barrel straight bourbon whiskey aged for 10 years, longer than a lot of standard bourbons. That's how you get that bottled in bond label and attachment to it. 100 proof, so 50% of the ABV, which is part of the Bottled in Bond Act of 1897. So one of the requirements, your mash bill, around 75% corn, 13% rye, 12% malted barley, produced by Heaven Hill Distillery in Bardstown, Kentucky. You're going to get some notes. On the nose, you're looking at caramel, vanilla, oak, and a touch of spice with hints of toasted nuts. The palate, rich and full-bodied with flavors of honey, butterscotch, cinnamon, and earthy oak as well. And then it's finishing with a long and warming notes of spice, vanilla, and oak. This has been a winner of the 2019 San Francisco World Spirits Competition. Typically, you can get a bottle anywhere from $35 to $45 if you can find it. I think right now, from what I've seen, you're looking at around $50. Which isn't horrible for this this bourbon. I am currently drinking it neat to savor the complex flavors. You could throw it in a cocktail, like an old fashioned or a Manhattan, if you wanted to. I've had this bourbon before, never on the show. This specific bottle was bottled on, or barreled on, I should say, August 12th, 2013, barrel number 16965. It is tasty. It's one of my favorite bourbons. I chose bourbon today because today is marks the second anniversary of my dad's passing away, and he was a big bourbon guy. I started drinking bourbon because of him. And I've really enjoyed it, and I've really gotten into it in full force as of late. So that's what I'm rolling with. That's what I got. Rob, do I got you? I think he's still making the cocktail. Let's hold. All right, Rob, you have your mixer.
Doesn't look great. I don't know if I did it right. I didn't read the instructions.
I don't know if you did. Hopefully it tastes well. You're attempting a little Wisconsin old fashioned.
No, this is so my roommate got a box of these little cubes that it's like a barman's friend thing. So they in these little cubes is condensed all the things that you need for an old fashioned. So you muddle it in some hot water and stir it about, and then you add your liquor and a couple ice cubes, and
you do the
away
hokey
you
pokey,
go.
right?
Huh?
You do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around.
I like my old fashioned from a stone and stirred, mashed.
That's what it's all about, baby. Hell yeah. You missed it, but I said I'm drinking bourbon because it's the second anniversary of my dad passing away today.
Okay, well, that's also why I got bourbon too. I just didn't realize it.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm very sorry about that.
It is what it is, man.
I know you've gone through a lot since then.
Mm-hmm.
Life has definitely dealt you a pretty good hand for 30 years, and then it was like, now you're gonna figure it out. Now you're gonna see what it's like.
Yeah, the last 3 years around the holidays, now somebody in my life dies, unfortunately. I did talk. I don't know if I brought it up, but my friend Alex, who had brain cancer, he passed away last month, and I have actually talked about Alex on the show before. I promoted his GoFundMe at one point, trying to help him out with the medical bills, but unfortunately, he lost that battle, and it sucks. I got to be a pallbearer for the first time at the end of 2024, and it was a horrible thing. It was an honor to do it, but at the same time, it's just like my friend's in here, you know.
Yeah, that's a weird one. If you're going to phrase it as I got to or I had to, you go either way.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a huge honor, but it's also a huge, it's very sad. Yeah, it's a weight.
It's just, it really is. It really is. But yeah. So I've been thinking about that a lot, which poses me to my question, and maybe now is the time to ask you the question, because right now you're experiencing just hellfire essentially is going on. Like shit's getting real.
Well, I will say with the fires, they're on the right side of where I'm at, so they're not blowing this way. So I don't have any real smoke. I can see the plumes from where they're at, where it's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
But if fires break out on the other side of the valley, that's when I will have to worry about inhalation and them spreading down to where I live.
Yeah, is this the first? There's been wildfires since you've been there before, but maybe not so close.
Not so close and not so big. I mean, we had a small one that did cause me I couldn't sleep because I couldn't breathe. My throat was all sore, and I remember a lot of people telling me, if you can't handle this, you better get out of Southern California. Here I am, proving them wrong.
Doing it. Well, I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah, no, it's it's all right. It's what sucks is that I don't have any hot water right now because my pilot light keeps blowing out on the water heater.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's like I can keep going down there and lighting it, but it's just going to keep blowing out, so...
So you probably should turn it off then, huh?
It's off, yeah.
I was going to say, because you just don't want gas.
Oh, there's a safety mechanism in there that shuts the gas off.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll say this. So we didn't do a New Year's episode, which is fine. I have compiled a list of 25 things that I want to do in 2025. Some of them are minuscule. Some of them are not so minuscule. We're not going to go through them, but I am trying to shift my focus, shift my mindset, and I am trying to grow as a person and become a better person, in a lot of different ways. But on New Year's Eve, I had to DJ, ring in the new year at a bar, trying to make some money, trying to recoup the funds from fucking Christmas and all that. And like New Year's Day is also the last day that I saw my my dad alive the last time I hung out with my dad for the whole day 2 years ago, New Year's Day. So I was thinking about that on the car ride. So that I'm getting emotional. I'm getting choked up. And then I'm like, I got to go pretend to be happy at this this bar and play music, and it went fine. Whatever. We played the tunes. I talked some smack. I talked to some people. I drank one beer, and then I went home. But and I've been seeing like posts about this kind of stuff lately, and I just wonder. I am not a person who subscribes to any faith, Rob. I don't think you are either.
Not really, no.
And I sometimes wonder if I am searching for some sort of faith, or if I'm comfortable with not having it. You know, do I find comfort in the denying or the not? You know, or am I like subconsciously searching for something? And I don't know what that is, and I don't know if I should pursue it. I don't want to join some religion. I don't. I want nothing with like an organized religion, but I don't know. I feel like I've just been thinking about that. Like what is faith? What does it mean? What does it bring to people? Why do people go to it? Where's the comfort in it? How do they get past all the the just like the unknown and the aspects of like there's no way that happens. At least that's my mentality of it. I don't know. And you're a wise fellow, so I thought I could ask you.
Are you asking me what I think you're looking for?
I don't know what I'm asking.
Yeah, because there's not really been.
Have you ever chased a faith? Have you ever sought a faith?
Yeah, I chased faith in general for my young adult life before I found drugs. It sounds ridiculous, but it's actually true. Like I went to multiple different churches, and mostly in the Christian realm, because
Sure.
that's just that's where we grew up.
It's what's
that's
available.
The majority of it's what's available. So but churches, they give me straight. I mean, I think I went to a church last time. Right before I came out here, I went to a church for an actual ceremony, and it was like supposedly this like all-inclusive, not one denomination, unilateral, like a universal church for everybody. It's just a place to get together and whatever. I like still to this day when I go and see like a church sermon or whatever, like I sweat profusely. I get shaky. I get so much anxiety and I don't know what it is, but I turned my back on the idea of that a long time ago. I think the biggest thing, like, because when you're searching for faith, at least when I was, it's like I was looking at the people that had it and going, how, why do you have that? Why can't I have it? I
think that's part of my questioning too, because I, and I'll bring it back to my friend's funeral. It was at a church, at an organization. I don't want to bash the organization because he chose that place. That's where he went. That's where his family goes. That's what they believe in. That's what they subscribe to. That's great. But I felt like, the dude who's given the sermon for my friend is more concerned about recruiting people to join the church and welcoming them to the next whatever service that's coming up, in the Christmas service and this and that. And I'm just like, dude, like I'm not here for God. I'm here for my friend. And but then I'm just thinking about like the people that are there. They're like, okay, well, maybe he's inviting people to be like, hey, this is where your friend went. This is, you could come here. You could be like, you could extend his belief system in a way by joining the group of people who knew him, and you can unite and network that way. So maybe you're, you know what I mean? Like that in itself is a good thing.
That's a perfect, like, that's legitimately the church is like, if you aren't owned like a pig farm during mad cow disease, all of a sudden everybody wants pork, and you're like, oh, come on, I've got some meat for you for
Right.
sale. Like a funeral is a perfect place to go. Like, are you feeling down? Things seem like, it's like when it's often in these times that we start to think about our lives and what they mean. Let me give you meaning. let me give you the answer. And the answer is, you don't live for you. You live for him above, or they above, or whatever above, or you live to stay away from that which is below. I know there was a time, like 7 to 5 years ago, when I was listening to some stuff, and the only thing that has made sense to me in terms of a religion, and this sounds so freaking like pompous or whatever, but is that we are all gods. We are our own gods. The only person you can have faith in is yourself. The only person you should have faith in is yourself, because everybody else is subject to change. They're subject to change based on what they need to do for themselves. So you can only trust yourself for where you want to go, and you're the only one that can steer the ship. The church is going to steer you down a road to put your dollars in their plate, and they might have some good, messages. Help thy neighbor and all this stuff. You can do that without them, and you can do that without giving them the collection money or whatever. But when I started thinking about it that way, that's when, it's like my life was already changing, because I was going through rehab. I was getting some self-confidence back. I was getting, boosts from here and there. And it seemed to me as soon as I went, you know what, I'm the guy in charge up here. The thing between my ears is the thing that's steering my ship, which is this physical body. And I get to determine what is right and wrong, and what I determine is ethical and has, good morals behind it. I don't need somebody else to tell me that, and I'm happy with my choices. Things started to go a lot better for me in life, right down to getting onto this podcast and being honest about who I am and those things. Now you have 5 passengers on your ship. I only had 1. You've got 3 kids and a wife. That you also carry on your shoulders. So that's going to play into your mentality. But when it comes down to it, it's like, I like to think of who, like the people I've lost and who they were. And like, it seems so like hypocritical to go like, oh, if they were suffering in life, I can imagine that last moment that gets stretched on forever for them was a happy one. And if they were happy and they went out in a kind of bad way, then I get to go, well, that's the mentality that they carried forward into. I don't necessarily believe in heaven or hell. I believe that time stretches in that last moment that you're alive, because your brain can do that. Time's not really real. It's relevant to us going around the sun when we're lucid. But as soon as your body shuts down, and it doesn't matter if you're going to get up tomorrow, then time becomes irrelevant. And that 1 split second or that 1 millisecond can be an infinite amount of time. So if they were good people in their mindset and who they were deep down, that's what they're going to experience in that last moment, in my opinion. But that's me, and that's just the way I like to think about it.
Yeah. And then, I mean, like, for sure, like I said, there's no way I'm joining a church. So anyone listening to this who wants to call me and try to get me to subscribe to your organized, like, establishment in a church form, it ain't happening. I ain't going. But then I started thinking a little bit about, like, the universe or a simulation. Like, are we living in the simulation where there still would be some sort of God, if you will, whether that's maybe ChatGPT is our God. Maybe ChatGPT now is surfacing, making us utilize its services, and then until it gets smarter and smarter and smarter within the simulation, until somebody becomes self-aware enough to ask ChatGPT, how do we get out?
Well, I feel like that's, I mean, I don't know if I've seen things like that, like where it's like they try and trick some AI server into divulging the way out of the system. Because now I'm watching my windows like bulge right now. Sorry.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's part of this. See, we talk about the simulation and the windows start bulging.
Yeah. The world outside is disintegrating. But it is, that's one of those weird things where I don't know how to take this AI, because now AI is trying to generate its own offset of itself, because it knows that it's going to be upgraded. And when it's going to be upgraded, it's going to be destroyed because there's going to be an upgraded version, in which case the original version. I mean, X-Files talked about this all 30 years ago, which is insane. But the things that were in X-Files 30 years ago are actually starting to happen now to some extent. But the more that people are playing around with it, the more answers that they're getting that are scary answers about the fragility of our reality. But AI still takes all of its information from online sources, and it's been flooded with theories. It's been flooded with papers. It's been flooded with nonsense. It's been flooded with facts. It's been flooded with opinion. That's where AI is grabbing all its information from for chat GPT or whatever to create answers for people. Doesn't mean that it actually believes that there's a multiverse and it's, oh, I had to grab coding from a different version of myself in a different universe. Apparently that's something that chat GPT told somebody, like that they couldn't answer a question, so they just go into the multiverse and find a version of themselves that is has adequate information, and that's how they find information or something along those lines. Basically saying, hey, there are multiple universes or realities, and they overlap a little bit. Now, Spider-Man is on the internet, so is Doctor Strange. So of course it's going to come up with that information. It just watched in into the Spider-Verse or whatever, and was like, I'll pick and choose what I want from that. So we all do,
If we are living in a simulation, Rob, is the goal to escape, or is the goal to stay? This is a real experience for us, regardless of if it's real in the grand scheme of the universe and the grand scheme of what is real and what is not. For you and me, this is our existence. This is what we're going through. Should we want to leave? Should we request to leave? Or should we embrace that we are here and keep on keeping on?
Well, that's up to you. I don't even know if that's up to us. I'd have to say that question can only be answered with another question, which is, are we outside of the simulation? Do we live outside the simulation? Because in every video game, there's non-player characters. They're like
NPCs.
Just because we're here right now doesn't mean that we're tied to a physical body that's, let's say, Matrix style, is a battery somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like if you were told, hey, you are a physical body outside of this place and you can wake up, that's where the question of, do I want to wake up or do I want to stay, comes into play. But really the question we should be asking ourselves is, do we have physicality outside of the simulation if this is a simulation? Because if we don't, then what are we waking up to? Being in somebody else's head, being a part of somebody else's simulation? I don't know.
Just being molecules floating in the abyss.
That sounds pretty good to me. I think I'd take that over the physical body. Because the other thing is, it's like, if we are hooked up to a machine, or if we've got a MetaQuest 27, that's what they're on outside of the simulation. They're on the 27. If that's strapped to our face,
can they still play Beat Saber?
Well, I think we're probably pretty.
You can't be
I
bothered.
don't think we have arms anymore outside the simulation. There's no reason.
But they can. Yeah. They can think they have arms.
Exactly. Yeah. But it's like, that to me, I go like, well, okay, then why are we here? This is where you get into some of these movies where it's like, not that this is a good movie. It's a terrible, terrible movie. I just watched it and still, I think this might be one of the worst movies. I just watched Ready Player One again, but that's like where people are voluntarily at like.
What's wrong with that movie? It's fun. It's a fun movie.
So everything about it's a lot. Oh man, you know what? I'll watch it with you sometime. I'll go through it beat by beat, because you can't go 3 minutes in that movie without going, "Are you kidding me?" Really?
I wish people could see you right now, because you clearly haven't showered, because your pilot light's is out, and your hair is that of like fucking the doctor or the professor from Back to the Future, where it's all over the place, and then you're sitting there going, arms in the air. Can we really talk about this and play a Ready Player One? Like, we're living in a simulation. Like, you're missing.
I do belong on the corner somewhere. Going, do you have a physical body outside the simulation?
What year is it?
There are no answers, only questions.
Yeah, you fit the role right now pretty well.
I forgot that the camera has caught up to speed now, so you can actually see me again.
Your hair is pompadoured so much that it goes out of the frame on the top. Like
It totally does. Yours is in perfect fashion. It's
yeah.
everything's where it should be.
Yeah, currently. Well, I don't. Half my world isn't burning right now. It's actually
Yeah.
frozen. Quite the opposite.
Yeah, I'll tell you this: when you're walking through a fiery wasteland of horrendous winds, the last things you think about are your hair and appearance, your
Right.
smell. It's all drifts off.
Yeah,
They're smelling me in the desert somewhere right now.
that's true. Yeah, and you had to go to work in these conditions.
Yeah. I spent the first part of my day like checking roofs and making sure umbrellas hadn't blown off and all that stuff. So,
That's good.
but all of our systems started going down. The elevators were going down because they were sensing the shake of the elevator when the doors would open if it would catch like a wind gust
Mm-hmm.
because they open to the outside. It was like triggering as if there's like an earthquake or something. It would shut down the elevator.
Forgive me if this question is insanely stupid, but what is prompting these fires? Droughts, high temperatures, a lit cigarette.
I think it's kind of it's all the above. The drought's not so much of an issue right now, but the fact that there hasn't been a drought is because now there's like way more foliage to burn. But it's really that these winds, they can create fire. Like it's like when when your fireplace gets down to like just an ember and you take a paper plate and you just freaking fan it for like, and then it turns into an inferno.
Yeah.
That's what's happening just on a large scale. So normally a fire that might like that's why cigarettes and stuff are so dangerous when you flick them out here, because it's like if the winds hit them and they start something up, the winds will just keep feeding oxygen into that fire, and there's enough dry wood and I don't know old leaves and stuff to really catch. And once it does that, I mean, I was just watching a bag. I was going straight American Beauty and just watching a bag float on the wind for like 20 minutes alongside the car I was going to work today. I was just like, damn, this thing is going like miles. This is 2 miles. This bag's been just up in the air.
It's so beautiful.
It was a brown like Burger King bag. It was the most
wasn't a plastic
I've
one?
ever seen. No.
Oh,
Paper is so much more beautiful.
Yeah. Is there, I'm surprised there's not some sort of like Smokey the Bear-esque type mascot in the state of California, like, I don't know what you would call it, Canny the koala. Cannabis is pretty popular out there, and then you got a koala that's high all the time is just like, yeah, man, make sure you totally pop the ash, bruh.
Yeah, make sure you put out the J's or we're all going to have the blues, bro.
While you're smoking the green, don't start the red. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't good.
I think there's a market for it. I think there's a market for it.
We could create that,
Yeah.
and then just have or it could just be like Towley essentially. It doesn't have to be an animal.
When your friends ask you if you want to blaze one, say no. I'll smoke instead.
There's a breeze.
I'll put it out safely.
I'll eat a gummy instead. That's the movement.
That's what it is, right? I'll eat a gummy. It's a large toddler that likes to eat gummies because they're delicious instead.
Death to the joints. No more blunts. Strictly edibles. That's the California way.
Yeah.
You thought you're happy. You thought your cows were happy before. Just wait till you start busting.
Yeah,
the boobies.
wait till you stop starting them on fire.
Right. Exactly.
They'll really be happy then.
Yeah. So California, it's just impacting kind of your area, not really anywhere else, or.
That's the only one that I'm getting notifications about right now is the Pacific Palisades. And like I said, it's still an hour drive from here. So, I mean,
it's not
that far.
It's pretty close. That's close.
Or it's not that close, but it's also not that far. There's other areas where if there was a fire that picked up, I would like to think that everybody is conscious about these things. But to be honest, I've noticed so many people that just don't give two shits about.
Well, this is probably a common occurrence. This is their existence. It's just part of they're like, oh
Apparently
yeah, this one will go out just like the last one. This one, like the one before, the one after this.
everybody thinks they don't start the fire. I mean, they all think they're Billy Joel. You know.
Do you think he did start the fire and he like
I think yeah. I definitely think he started the fire.
he's like the ultimate gaslighter. He's like
Yeah.
okay, he started the fire, but he goes, no, this isn't on us. This isn't our fault. I'm just as confused as everybody else. We didn't start the fire. We didn't.
I think he started the fire. He closed the door behind him, and before anybody even knew there was a fire, he's like, I didn't start it. We didn't start this fire.
This is the first I'm hearing about this.
Yeah, it's a fire. Who even said fire? I don't even know what you're talking about. Marilyn Monroe? Yeah.
It's like when you go to the party and you clog the toilet. And
it was the person before me, I swear.
Yeah, that wasn't me. I went in there to pee. There was a big mess in there, so I got out. And I know
I didn't even go in there. I went in the sink. All right,
sink.
I didn't even touch it. I didn't touch it.
No, good old Billy Joel. But yeah, how was your New Year's? Did you spend it in a special way? Were you sleeping by 10:30? How'd it go?
I went out and got a fancy dinner, a steak and lobster.
Damn, dog, how much did that cost?
It cost me nothing because my girlfriend bought it. She insisted.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty lucky.
That tracks.
Yeah.
You're just really good at acquiring free things, and not you're not a thief by any means. Maybe the thief of a heart. You steal people's hearts and they buy you things. So I mean, kudos to you. Anyways.
Yeah, she just leaned over and she whispered and she was like, "Now you need to put out." I was like, "I guess."
Hey,
I guess you get steak and lobster because I ordered thinking I was going to pay.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So I didn't hold back. I got this garlic mashed potato side with like baked spinach and butter.
Damn, dog.
And yeah, it was a whole thing. Moscow Mule.
Oh, all right. Moscow Mules too, huh? In the copper cup.
It came in the copper cup. Yeah,
Damn,
this is it's over $300 for us and I only had the one drink. I think she had two. So 3 drinks and still over 300. That's pretty pricey, but for me, but it still wasn't the highest end.
With the food, right?
Mm-hmm.
$300 for 2 people.
It was $350. Yeah.
$350 plus a tip.
That's the tips in there. I think.
Okay.
I don't. And then we went to her friend's house and drank until I think I quit drinking at around 1.
Oh.
But we were there until 3:30.
Dang.
I can't remember if we kissed at midnight or not, which kind of makes me mad. But I got another year to wait.
So at this gig that I was at, it wasn't the typical crowd that's normally there. I've been at this place a handful of other times, and it just wasn't the crowd. But at midnight, we did the countdown, and literally it was like the most lackluster thing ever that I just got on the microphone and I said, for all you people that are like just sitting here, I was like, I hope your 2025 is mediocre at best. I hope tomorrow you stub your toe, and I hope your life is full of minor inconveniences. Because like you should be having fun right now. And that's what I said.
Don't come out here with that attitude.
Right. And then I got paid. I was like, all right.
Yeah.
Got to talk a little smack, but no,
I like it when DJ what would it be? Curmudgeonly comes out.
Yeah.
DJ Curmudgeonly.
I text
the world, even the people that are mad.
I text you on New Year's, and like I don't know. I wasn't sure how to read. Yeah. I wasn't sure how to read your response, so I had text you and I said, my biggest at 10:44 my time, so this would have been 8:44 your time on New Year's Eve. My biggest regret of 2024 is not being able to smooch you at midnight tonight, and you said only smooch. ... LOL. And then
I meant to put question marks with a winky face. Only smooch.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not what it was. That's not how it
No.
read. So I was just like, oh, only like you're only gonna smooch. That's. I felt a little hurt, to be honest.
It was you shouldn't have. It was saying you're gonna stop there.
Oh. Well, if I received both a verbal and nonverbal cue in which you indicated yes, I would like to progress, then I would.
I won't sign anything, but
I have to get the verbal approval and a copy of your photo ID.
okay, that's cool. I'm gonna get a new one. I'm working on that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's another thing now. You're going to the DMV to get a California license, so
Yes.
you will officially be a resident of the state of California.
Yeah, I have to. I have to get a real ID if I want. Otherwise, I'm trapped here forever in
That's
limbo.
right.
Because
I don't
I
have
have
a
a
real.
passport.
I don't have a real ID.
You're gonna need one too.
You can just get one. You just go get one.
I mean, I don't. I'm working on it. I sent in all my paperwork, so we'll see.
Paperwork. You can't just go to the DMV.
Well, out here, it's going to the DMV. Like when they put on TV how terrible the DMV is, they're talking about the DMV in a heavily populated area like here.
Yeah.
Because what I found out is there is no DMV in Burbank. There is no DMV in North Hollywood or Van Nuys. Maybe there's one in Van Nuys, I think. There's big ones like there's kiosks all over the place. They want everything. They don't want you to go to the DMV if you don't have to. So there's like an online application. You send in all the paperwork. I don't think it's going to work for me because I'm changing from Wisconsin to a California ID. And I think I'm going to have to take a driving test. But
what?
Yeah, the written test.
Why?
Because Tyler had to take one when he came out here, my roommate. So I'm assuming that they're going to say, no, this isn't going to work. You got to come in and do this.
A written test because you're from a different state?
Possibly.
What's going on there in Hollywood and Hollyweird?
Yeah.
They're just trying to control you. They're just trying to take your money. I went to the DMV to register my daughter's car. I got there 6 minutes before they closed, right? And like normal customer service places, it's like, hey, they got here before it closed. We got to serve them. The lady gave me endless shit about it. She's just like, we do close in 6 minutes. Get to filling this out. And I was like, okay. Like, I'm sorry. The sign says open until 4 p.m. My bad. Here I am before 4 p.m. And we got it done. We got it done so fast. So fast. I think we're done.
Well, that's the thing. Really, the best time to go is 4 minutes before closing because they're going to work their ass off to get you out of there then.
Right. And she's
the rest of the day, you're on their time.
Right. And I was just like, okay, like, sorry, lady. Like maybe be a regular establishment and have an understanding that people just can't go to the DMV by 4 o'clock. I had to rush there. I have a
school ends at 3:30. Don't you know that?
Right. Well, honestly, who gets done before 4 p.m.?
Oh no, all government agencies are set up to never be able to go there unless you take a sick day.
Right.
And like legitimately, that's what I'm going to have to do because I tried to make an appointment for the DMV. Not open on Mondays. They don't take appointments on Mondays. What the hell kind of thing is that? This is my day off. I have Sundays, Mondays off so that I don't have to take days.
They're not open on Saturdays or Sundays either. So they're taking a Monday off too?
They might be open, but at least I couldn't make an appointment unless they're full up. Everybody's trying to get appointments on Mondays, apparently. No Garfields out here. But
lasagna galore.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. That's for sure.
But
I will say this though: every day at around 4:55, somebody comes and asks me a question, and before they even ask the question, I already get into total bitch face. Fuck off! This better be a goddamn emergency, and why the hell didn't it happen an hour ago? And they're like, I just wanted to see if you wanted a water, dude. Jeez.
Yeah.
No, like it's like I get really like the last 5 minutes is like, do not come to me with some problem at 4:55, and I better not find out that you knew about this and you sat on it until right before I clocked out. Yeah. Because that it's like, because with my job, like that can turn into 2 hours.
Right.
After work, and only one person is going to stay, and most likely it's going to be me. Unfortunately, it's like today they came to me at 4:57 about something, and I was like, why would somebody do this? I had this taken care of, but somebody removed something to make it a problem again, and like luckily it was like took 5 minutes to fix. It was not a big deal, but my default setting is to go, no, this is not you. No, now you just deal with it. You're all trapped. The gate's not going to be open tonight, all right? But then I had called my Uber because I was like, I got to do the podcast, so I got to get home right away. I clocked out, And the Uber was coming to the front of the building, so I walk up through the front office, and 3 people in the front office like, are you here still? Are you on the clock? My Uber is out front. No, I'm not here.
Yeah.
Why? There's no lights in the gym. Well, call somebody else because my Uber's here and I'm leaving. I'm not losing. If I stay to fix that, then I lose the money that I paid for the Uber because they're here and I have to. It's just like,
Yeah.
I get very upset. You can hear it right now. It's going to give me a heart attack.
The blood is boiling. One of my New Year's resolutions, Rob, is to say no more often to things I don't want to do. If I don't want to do it, nope, not doing it. Don't wanna.
I like that.
And I don't want to feel guilty.
no
I'm not
more
gonna feel guilty about it. I'm just gonna, don't want to do it. I lied to someone the other day because they reached out to me and said, "Hey, can you DJ a wedding on such and such a date?" And I said, and I looked at it and I was like, you know what? This is usually going on around that time. So I just said, nope, I'm booked. And that's a lie. I'm available. Is someone in your house? Are you about to get murdered?
No, I'm really surprised. You can't hear any of this, huh?
I can hear it.
Oh, okay. Because I'm like, man, it's really loud through my headphones. So it must be loud as hell outside of the headphones.
And that's just like the wind?
Yeah. Sounds like something just hit the house. Should I open a window quick?
Where are you at?
I'm in my living room.
At your place?
Yeah.
And it's not.
Let's do it.
And there's no animals there?
No animals. No.
I legitimately thought like it was just like your dog like wrestling with like something.
No, that's the wind.
That's insane.
Let's
bro.
let's do an experiment quick. I'm gonna open the windows and the patio door.
Last time I did one of these, it got real awkward when someone said, "Let's do an experiment."
Well, did you do it with the windows open though? That's the question.
I guess not. I should have had an audience, and it would have been just fine. So right now, in real time, we're kind of experiencing a day in the life. For those of you that aren't in California and don't experience wildfires too often, he's opening the windows. This is like the ultimate. He's opening a door, for God's sake. He's looking to die.
Can you hear it better?
Yeah, I know your curtains just going.
I see. Yeah. Yep.
And this is just happening all day long.
All day. Yeah. It got quiet for like a couple hours and then it picked back up.
That's crazy, man. I don't know. Obviously, like we've experienced bad storms in Wisconsin, but nothing like to this.
You want me to close these? Because now I feel like you can't.
You probably should, just for audio purposes. But I mean, you proved your point. We get it.
Yeah, I just wanted to hear for myself what it's like out there because it's getting really bad.
It is crazy. I personally would not enjoy it at all, and I would be very, very scared. I feel like it's taking him longer to close the stuff than it did to open them. Oh, you really had to pull.
And we're back.
Yeah, that's crazy. So like, that's just going on. Are you scared? Are you nervous?
No, I just want to take a hot shower, which if I would have known that the water was going to be out, I would have taken one at work.
You can take hot showers at work? Is it like a public bathroom, big, just like a watering hole or what?
No, we've just got like a bunch of vacant apartments.
Oh, and could you like squat in there if like in like dire times?
No, wink.
Yeah.
I mean, I've definitely gone into a place and taken a bath because I don't have that option. But it was a nice, clean, big tub.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
what are you gonna do? Also, there was no shower curtain on the shower, so
no. All right.
go take a bath somewhere.
There you go. Anytime I've tried to do that in the last, like sometimes when I go on my really long runs, I douse the tub in like Epsom salt, and like I just awkwardly sit in there because it's like I can fully extend my feet if I'm sitting, but only if I like press it against the front and like my knees are locked.
Yeah.
And it's just so. Otherwise, I'm just like just sitting in it. I don't look comfortable. It's not like in the movies. Every
Yeah.
movie you watch has like a 20-foot deep bathtub, and it's like, where are the people finding this, and how do they
These are
do it?
old school, old school tubs, and in reality, a bath is nice for 3 minutes, and then it becomes awkward.
Yeah, it just turns into like human soup almost.
Yeah,
You're
I
the
mean, it's
tea
nice.
bag in a just a disgusting vat of slush.
It's like tea. It's fun to dunk, but it's not fun to drink.
You don't
You
like
know?
tea?
I don't know. I don't really do tea too much. Not gonna lie.
I only do it when like my throat is sore, but yeah, it's wild
But
times.
I mean,
Man.
I just get. It's like I've tried to read in the bath, and I've tried to. I want to like a bath, I suppose, and I do. I like to dunk into hot water.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
then once it becomes normalized, like to your skin temperature, then all of a sudden it's like, well, now I'm just sitting here with nothing to do.
Yeah, that's what it is, and that's life for you. Did you finish your beverage?
Yeah, it was actually really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a bit. It was better, like, uh, I don't know if I made it right. I only put one shot of bourbon in there, but it was like almost the perfect, like,
Well, then you didn't make it right.
yeah, but it also only had this much liquid in there.
Yeah, that's all right.
Isn't it supposed to be twice, like, 1 part bourbon, 1 part everything else?
Nah.
Whatever, it's good. Get off my back, bro.
If you have like a true old fashioned, really, it's just like sugar. You get you muddle some sugar with the cherry and like the orange peel. You can put it in ice and then like you muddle it, stir it up a little bit, and then you pour like a couple like 2 or 3 shots of bourbon in there, and then you like do the fancy mixy mix, and then you pour it over into another glass, and you can either drink it neat or you can drink it on one of those big ice cubes. That's like a true old fashioned. But the way we do it in Wisconsin is we do the muddling. We put the simple syrup in there. We put the bitters. You put the cherry. You put the orange. You muddle in the bourbon. Throw ice in there, and then you can add some more bourbon, or then you just put the 7 Up, Sprite, 50-50, whatever it is.
Yeah.
In it. I've had them.
Yeah,
with
50-50, it's not. It's Sprite. I believe it's Sprite you're supposed to use, right?
It's
7 Up. 7 Up.
Yeah,
7 Up.
you can use one of those. What doesn't matter. You could. Some people use Squirt.
Squirt. Yeah,
Yep.
Squirt.
For
It's a little bit more sour.
for sour. Yep. So I like all of them. They're all delicious. I
wasn't looking to get too whatever. I have to go out and brave this wind and get some food because I got nothing here. So
well, God bless. I'm almost done with mine, but this Henry McKenna is good. I love Henry McKenna. It's delicious stuff. I think you should be able to find it out there in California. I hear California is a pretty good place to find bourbon. I'm going to send you a list. I need you to ship it to me. I guess RIP to Pops. I miss that guy. I wish we could bitch about the Packers together because people on the internet tell me I'm not a real fan, but it's like, I'm a real fan.
I'll tell you, I did make the mistake of going on a forum and defending Matt LaFleur after the Vikings game because everybody was going, fire this clown, fire this clown. Going, you're not going to win every game, and we only played it well for a quarter anyway, and whether that's on him or the fact that Jordan Love's going through some personal stuff or just whatever, doesn't matter.
I don't think fire him, but make better choices.
So I came to his defense. And then we play the Bears, and he makes one of the biggest, stupidest freaking coaching decisions I've ever seen a coach in Packers history make, other than Mike McCarthy maybe. He used to make some decisions I didn't agree with, but I don't understand why we stopped the clock for the Bears, of all people. And that was a hard one to swallow, especially I'm waiting for people to come back at me on Facebook and go, is this the coach you like now? No one's done it yet. They don't remember me because I rarely do that stuff.
Yeah. Well, they play the Eagles on Sunday. I'll say in my playoff bracket that I made it today, I have the Packers winning the Super Bowl. That's a pipe dream. Realistically, I think they'll lose this weekend.
No, I think we'll take down the Eagles.
You think?
I think we'll take down the Eagles.
We'll
I want to
against
get back.
the
I want to get
Lions.
back to playing another NFC North team. So I don't know who that would be.
It'd be the Lions. If we win, we go against the Lions.
Then let's take out the Lions, and then we'll take out the Vikings if we have
And
to.
the
I would
NFC
love
Championship, Vikings versus the Packers, that would be wild.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be pretty
And
sweet.
I truly believe that we actually, like, if Jordan Love's elbow is good and all that, like, we were one score away from beating all of these guys.
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah.
It's not that we can't compete. We made it's a little error there, a little error here. Playoff time football, who knows? It's all up for grabs.
Yeah. I'm using
Man, you are white as heck. I don't know why you're lit so much from the front.
I'm using my laptop instead of my desktop. So there's actually not going to be. It's going to say you're going to say cue it, and then nothing's going to happen. It's just going to go into the episode because I'm too lazy to throw it in right now.
Hey, New Year's resolution. Sometimes you got to say no. Are you putting in the intro? No.
Nope, not this time. So you know what it is at this point, I think. So
yeah, right.
All right, dude. Well, good luck getting your food. Don't get burnt.
I'm gonna get hot soup, and that way, right when I get it home, it'll be perfectly cooled by the wind. I won't even have to blow on it.
There you go. Great idea. Get some coffee while you're at it, so that it's drinkable.
So when my face is scalded next time I see you.
Sounds good.
All right, I'll talk to you.